Quick Crypto, bringing you quick Kaspa news. It is happening. Like a flip of the switch, there's an extremely high potential that this week we are about to witness a crypto and Kaspa breakout. Numerous bullish updates, and they come from Congress themselves. As we can see from the market chart right now, Bitcoin is up 5.33% on the daily time frame, value just short of 70k. But as we can see from Bitcoin magazine, Bitcoin did actually hit 70k earlier today. So we are now just 3k shy of retesting crypto and Bitcoin's all-time high. And as I mentioned in my last couple of videos, which I highly recommend checking out if you haven't done so already, I stated that Bitcoin will likely surpass this milestone, especially due to all the crypto developments surrounding Congress that are going to be occurring this week. But quickly, before I get into that, we have an even bigger announcement, the most bullish announcement of this video. Look at Ethereum. It's pumping like crazy, up 19.61% on the daily time frame, valued at $3,671. The reason for this insane bullish breakout, this bullish momentum, is because this week the SEC will be making the decision on that next spot Ethereum ETF, and this just in from the Watcher Guru. Spot Ethereum ETF approval odds increased to 75% from 25%, according to Bloomberg ETF analysts. This is absolutely insane. This is massive news. The analysts in question being Eric Bolchiners and James Safar. To quote what they said, "We are increasing our odds of spot Ether ETF's approval to 75% from the original 25% after hearing chatter this afternoon that the SEC could be doing a complete 180 on this increasingly political issue. So now everyone is scrambling, like ourselves included, assuming that they would be denied, but potentially they won't be now. These developments are evolving real time, and it's for that reason that crypto is going absolutely parabolic right now. It's pumping like crazy. Some tokens are going even more nuts. And the reason why is very simple. As any successful traders know, you buy the rumor, being that ETFs are going to be coming this week, and you sell the news. Once the ETFs are either confirmed or denied, then you'll see crypto probably do a reversal. But that's why Ethereum, and therefore crypto, is pumping like crazy. And better still, that is just one of the bullish announcements, bullish developments that may be occurring this week. Now I take you to straight out of Congress. Congressman Tom Emmer posted that this week the House will take up on two of my landmark pieces of legislation, the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act and the Securities Clarity Act. These bills will ensure the future of crypto is determined by the American people, not the President of the United States and the administrative state. And now, this just in from Bitcoin magazine, US Congressman Tom Emmer says House Republicans will pass his anti-CBDC bill this week. To quote him, "The idea of a central bank digital currency is more than alarming, it is downright un-American." But that is not all, not to mention that we have the FIT21 Act, which, as I mentioned in one of my last videos again, this bill has passed congressional votes, so we are now just waiting on Joe Biden's verdict this week, whether or not he will veto the bill. And then we have another massive bill, Tokenized Assets Deploying American Blockchain Act of 2023, a bill that will boost US blockchain technologies and adoption. And this bipartisan bill was a landslide victory, 334 yeses to 79 noes. Listen closely.
The thing that surprises me is the speed in which we're seeing the flip occur. Here's Ron Hammond on one more statement about that bill there. Listen in.
Before we have the FIT bill next week, we do have another bill that's on crypto. It's called the Deploying Blockchain in America's Act. It's from Lisa Blunt Rochester, Democrat from Delaware. We also have Larry Bouchon, Republican from Indiana. This kind of solves a little bit of that question where it goes, you know what, if it's on blockchain matters generally, that's not even more financial services related. That's commerce. That's not your jurisdiction, SEC. Please butt out. And I think that's going to dovetail really well into FIT 21 next week.
The win on this was 334 to 79 on this. So 2/3 were required. So this is, again, one of those that potentially could, obviously it's going to go through and it won't get vetoed because of the overwhelming support of this. So this is the factor that starts to play out, possibly the dominoes that start to play out here in terms of crypto regulation. So all good news.
This is absolutely massive news. 3 or 4 bills to be decided this week by Congress. A 75% chance now of seeing Ethereum ETF this week. Absolutely nuts. Spot Bitcoin ETFs as well have seen $9.4 million in inflows today from Grayscale. Not to mention that Spot Bitcoin ETFs brought in 14,389 Bitcoin this week, and the miners are only creating 3,150 more Bitcoin this week, so the demand is now starting to exceed the supply. And Bitcoin is already up over 60% this year alone. We are just getting started. We are so very early, and the same, of course, can be said for Kaspa. As it stands right now, there's going to be a scheduled AMA talk with FEMAX and the ambassadors of the KEF. FEMAX being the exchange that recently announced their listing of Kaspa, and doing so during a Rust migration, a hard fork, which is absolutely insane of them. Speaking of which, this migration of Rusty Kaspa has still flipped Golang and seemingly has now stabilized at around 60%. And this is purely speculation, but considering all the massive developments that are occurring this week, wouldn't it be the perfect time to fully migrate to Rust, seeing the hash rate going even more parabolic and then witnessing the implementation of 10 BPS? Actually stating that the hash rate for Kaspa is still breaking more and more milestones, another new all-time high at 275.89 PHS. There's so much going on right now, so many bullish catalysts to look forward to. And that is just this week alone. And as Kaspa rides the wave up with the rest of the crypto market, as we are potentially about to witness another breakout, Kaspa has so many more bullish developments on the horizon in the not even too distant future, meaning we may see a 30 cents or potentially even a 50 cent Kaspa much sooner than you think. Of course, this is in reference again to the Rust migration being the main one, and considering that this bull run, this FOMO run, is just getting started, the crypto exchanges, especially those tier ones, are about to make so much money. Considering how healthy and bullish Kaspa's chart is from its creation a few years back, one of, if not the best performers in the worst crypto bear market in history once this Rust migration is complete, there is a possibility of tier 1 exchange listings approaching Kaspa to list the project, because there is so much profit to be made from Kaspa for them, and it would be in their best interest, and for us as well, of course. But Rust, as I've mentioned in my last videos, is a gateway to everything for Kaspa in the future. 10 BPS, which will make Kaspa 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. You're telling me that people will just ignore that? That exchanges will just ignore that? You have KRC20 in the development that's coming out fully released next month. Projects have already lined up stating they want to be on this blockchain. You think people will ignore that? Furthermore, smart contracts will be listed on KRC20 at some point in the future as well. Rust is the gateway to DAG Knight implementation as well, the gateway to 100 BPS, to the most groundbreaking technology ever seen, block DAG in its true form. And just like Bitcoin, Kaspa is a proof of work. So with less Kaspa being available to mine as time goes on, the supply will decrease, but the demand will only continue to increase, especially now considering all the biggest fintechs, the large financial institutions, the banks that are now getting into crypto. Look at Kaspa's market chart, currently valued at 12.81 cents, up 5.15% on the daily time frame. And it's in my personal opinion, not financial advice of course, that this is dirt cheap. Kaspa had the potential to reach $5 in this bull cycle, if not even higher. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and as always, don't be emotional, be logical.